Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Maguss. Today I'm doing a video on dueling and everything you need to know to get used to some of the duel mechanics of the game. So, I've already got to level 16 pretty quickly by using some boosters and some lure potions to get some of the guys close to me, and then just kind of continuous attack. You don't really have to move about much for this game for interactions, which is kind of nice because I can chill at home and play some battles to get my XP up. Before you get started in any battle, what you want to make sure is that you have a good set of spells going in there. Now, I always recommend that once you've got to 4 slots, you have one of each type. So we have the Dark Arts, we have Sorcery, and we have Charms and Invocations. The reason why I say this is you'll get experience towards each of those types. As you can see, a level 11 for that after every battle. I always try to use one spell of each type in a battle every time, just so you're getting that buff of experience every time you battle, so the levels will all go up together. If you only use one type, you're in a battle, even if you've got it equipped, you won't get experience towards that from that. So as you do level up, you will unlock greater spells, things that can do a lot more damage, things that have a different effects. It triples my evasion with illusionary forms to confuse my opponent. When you're sorting out your magic deck, what you want to make sure is you have a good set of spells that all work nicely together. If you have a set of 4 spells that all take 3 slots, you're only going to be able to use one of those spells each turn. If you've got something that has 5 heat, as you can see there, then that's not going to be helpful with other spells that have a lot of heat, because after a while I'm going to overheat and not be able to cast the spells and use the slots that I have within a battle. So you have 15 heat, and you will lose 4 heat every cycle in a battle, and that's why for myself, I have Energetic Strike, which is really powerful, but I also have Cool Off, which uses no heat and cools off 4 heat points. So that will take off 8 heat points when I use that after every cycle. It does take up 3 slots, so I usually mix that with a heal if I'm overheating. So your Dark Arts are usually the ones that inflict status effects. Like this one will inflict damage to my opponent and it grows in power. So here you want to be checking out duration. So this one works on 3 terms. I always use these early on in the spell if I'm going to use one. So currently I believe I have Poison Cloud, only 1 slot and lasts 3 turns. So I'll cast that first. Only has 2 heat and 1 slot. That way it's going to be poisoning them for the next couple of turns. Then you have Sorcery. Now Sorcery is where you're going to be doing your damage spells. I've just unlocked level 5, so I now have Fumble, which is crazy. It's 4 slots and 150 power, but does damage back to me. Then we have Charms, which are your kind of health and some status effects that help you. So as we've seen before, that Cool Off. We have Pine Needles that make your power 30% stronger. And then finally we have Invocations. These are the spells that kind of protect you. So we've got Magic Defense, it allows you to ignore all debuffs. These are more like defensive moves that will help you in battle. So you want to have a nice mix when going in there that allows you to inflict status effects, have some form of defense, heal, and do some damage. That's why I've got 2 damage, 1 health, 1 status effect, and 1 item to help me cool off. So let's get into a battle so we can just demonstrate how that cooling off effect works. So you've got spells which, unlike any other game before, I think, which is pretty unique to this, is you cast them by drawing out the ones that you have allocated to each slot. So each glyph, these are called glyphs that you're drawing out. By the way, if you get your whole 5 slots filled with spells, you can hit skip, and so it'll automatically skip that round. It'll do the spells that you've cast. In that case, it did absolutely no damage. As you can see, skip, and it's just a way of getting through those battles quickly. It's quite a good way of getting some really quick XP. So I've been doing that to level up. And let's just demonstrate that fire effect. Sorry, let's demonstrate the overheating effect. So if I do this and then do a healing spell, oh no, it's that way, isn't it? Just skip that. Let's just do loads of healing, and then my poison effect, and then skip. So as you can see, my bars are 815. So So if I keep casting these heal spells, eventually I will overheat. So that takes 2 to do Poison Cloud, and it means that I overheat when I do it. So I'm at the 14, 15, 14 out of 15. It'll go down to 15, and I won't be able to cast my 5 heat spell that I have, which is my main attack. So you can see how that can be a problem when you're in battle, because if you don't have any way of cooling down or allowing you to defend for a round, so some of the evasive effects that you can have on are quite good for those periods of time. I don't even know what the thing is. So see, 15 out of 15, and I can now cast no more spells on top of that. Now if I'm going to have to, as you can see, if that cools down now, it'll go to 11 out of 15, and I won't even be able to use that spell. So that's where I have that cooldown spell. So if we just get to the end of this round, so my cooldown spell is, a Y with like drawn out like that. Yeah. So that's cooldown, and then just to help me get past that round, I do a heal spell as well. I can skip that, and as you'll see, it goes down a lot further now. Now I can do that and my double damage spell. So that's how you want to be making sure that you're on top of your heat enough. If you've got loads of spells that don't actually run you into it, so these 2 spells don't put me at too much of a deficit when I cast them, you should be able to get to the end of a battle and beat your opponent. So we can skip that round, and that's pretty much everything really. You just want to, if you're, I'm a big kind of damage output, so I like to have 2 big attacking spells, but if you don't mind like staying long drawn out battles, you can play defensively and keep yourself in it, and at the end of the day it might help you to come out of battles with a lot of health intact, so you can go into another one and not have to worry about healing. I usually use some of the lower tier monsters as just kind of like pawns that I can use my heal spell, get it up to 250, and then kill it. So cockatrices I usually do that on, and then so it means that I can just battle against these big guys and not have to worry too much about my health. Okay, well that's all for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future information. That's all from me. Any questions in the future, put them in the description below. See you later.